right, so today again we're going to practice factoring completely. So your first test in factoring completely is to see is there a GCF, meaning is there a number or a letter that is in common between the two terms you see here. So if you look at the two terms, 50 and 8, if you do GCD in your calculator and you do 50 comma 8, oops, you should get what number? And that would be 2. So, and then you look at your y's. You have 3 y's here and 1 here. So I know there's a 2y that is a GCF between both of those terms. So if I factor out 2y, I'm left with 25y squared minus 4. So this is going to stay because I can't factor that anymore, but I'm going to look at this binomial here. And your only other two choices are, because you already factored out the GCF, is it dots, a difference of two squares, or a trinomial? Is it 3 terms? And obviously it's a difference of 2 squares because it's only 2 terms. So your first thing is bring that 2y down, set up your double bubble for dots, not trinomial. So you put your plus and minus there. You square root each of your terms. Square root of 25y squared is 5y. Put that in the front. And your square root of 4 is 2. Put that after. So here are your 3 factors when you factor completely. A combination of greatest common factor and difference of 2 squares. Pause it and make sure you get this down. Now we're going to go on to number 2. Now again, look for a GCF between 3x squared, 6x, and 24. Obvious it's only 3 because there's no x in common between all 3 of them. So when I factor out of 3, I'm left with x squared minus 2x minus 8, okay? So the 3 stays. Now I have to factor this trinomial where I'm going to multiply 1 times negative 8. I get my negative 8. I'm going to put my factors of negative 8 down, negative 1, positive 8, negative 2, positive 4, vice versa, positive 1, negative 8, positive 2, negative 4. Which pair there is going to add to give me negative 2? And that would be positive 2 and negative 4. Now at this point, you guys are going to have to start using your calculator to find those sums so you could figure out which one gives you that negative 2 sum, which is positive 2 and negative 4. So I'm going to break it up to 2x minus 4x, and then I bring down my negative 8. I bring down my 1x squared, and eventually I will not forget my 3. Okay, so I'm going to factor the GCF, which is x of the first 2 terms, negative 4 because of the leading negative in the next 2. So I'm left with x times x plus 2. And I take my negative 4 out, and I'm left with x plus 2. And then the trinomial factors out to x plus 2 times x minus 4. But don't forget, we have to bring that 3 down. So your final answer is going to be those 3 factors. 3 times x plus 2 times x minus 4. I'm going to write it here a little bit nicer. 3 times x plus 2 times x minus 4. Okay? So that's how you would factor that completely. Again, we're going to just mix it up. Pause the video and get all this down if you didn't do so already. And let's go to the last one. Now this one says which expression is equivalent to 16x squared minus 36 when factored completely. Now that should mean 3 or more factors. That is the big thing I kept saying. So if you look, these 2 have to be eliminated right away because there's only 2. Now think about it. There's a greatest common factor of 2 between 4x and 6 and 4x minus 6, 4 times 6 and 4 times. So you definitely didn't factor it completely. So now your next step is, we know it's down to answer choice 1 and 2. So I have 16x squared minus 36. What's the greatest common factor between those 2? That would be 4. Now I'm left with 4x squared minus 9. So now here I'm going to set up my double bubble, bring your 4 down, and now it's a difference of 2 squares. I know there's a plus minus sign in between them. So right away, I know I can't get answer choice 1 because a difference of 2 squares has different signs. But even so, I'm going to finish it out. I have 2x, 2x, square root of 9 is 3, and 3. So that's why answer choice 2 would be the correct answer. So being able to answer these questions proficiently is extremely important, especially on the Regents. I know you're not taking it this year, but I'm sure you'll see that again next year in geometry. Okay, email me if you have any questions and pause this video to get the rest down. So just remember to go back to the Google Classroom and complete the Google form assignment that's attached. It will be the classwork grade for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow. They are the same as the classwork examples from today's lesson, but it's digital. And I suggest you guys take out a piece of paper and work these out before trying to insert answers or they're going to be wrong. So good luck and text me or email me if you need any help.